When I'm recording tutorial videos in RStudio, I will occasionally make mistakes and produce some output I don't want in the console. And of course, I could click the broom icon, but that's going to completely wipe the console clear, which could mess up my continuity within my edits. What I need to be able to do is to selectively delete previous lines, whether it be a single line or multiple lines. And I haven't found a feature that allows me to do this in RStudio, but I have found a workaround using the inspector. To show how this works, let's right-click somewhere in the console and go to Inspect Element. If you've done any web development work, you're probably familiar with the inspector. It basically provides a bunch of tools and utilities for managing the interface that we're working with. And what we're going to do is go over to the console, and here we can write JavaScript code that's going to manipulate the interface. For the code we're going to use, let's go to the notes that accompany this video. I created a JavaScript function called clear, and it's going to target the RStudio console. And basically each line of output in that console is within its own span, and so we can programmatically delete those spans. So let's copy this function and run it in the inspector console. And now anytime we want to clear lines from the RStudio console, we can invoke the JavaScript clear function that we just defined. If we don't pass it any arguments, it's just going to default to deleting one line at a time. So if we run that, we can watch our RStudio console, and I'll just hit the up arrow again and just keep deleting single lines at a time. Alternatively, we can pass it a number for how many lines we want to delete. So let's say we want to delete 4 lines, we could do that. And then when we're done, if we click the little X, it's going to get rid of the inspector. We can go back to our work in RStudio. And then if we need to clear lines again, once again, we can bring it up by right-clicking and going to Inspect Element, go over to Console. The clear function should still be in our JavaScript memory, so we can invoke it again. And then what I like to do when I'm recording videos, so I have easy access to this without messing up the whole RStudio interface, if we click these 3 little dots, we can choose where the inspector shows. So if we choose the first option, it's going to pop it out in its separate window. So you can see the separate window here. I actually had it moved to an external monitor so I can record my videos, and then as needed in that external monitor, I can run my clear function. You can see I'm deleting output from the RStudio console. So a bit of a hacky approach, but it gets the job done. The only caveat to this is if you close and reopen RStudio, you will have to reload that JavaScript clear function to have access to it. If anybody's aware of a better way or a more convenient way of doing this, let me know in the comments.